So over the course of 2 years, I've taken 28 flights on a private jet and 6 flights on a helicopter. I only paid a little bit more than $400 a flight. Here's a story about how that happened. So it all started with this service called Jetsmarter. And before you go and sign up for them, don't do that. They used to be amazing. They're pretty terrible right now. Can I say that? In 2016, it was a very different business, and they allowed you to fly empty leg flights on private jets for a very low cost. So empty leg flights go like this. Let's say that you'd like to fly from Baltimore, Maryland to Miami, Florida on a private jet. Oftentimes that private jet is not located in Baltimore, Maryland. So they have to get that jet from another location, let's say New York City, and fly it down to Baltimore, Maryland. Those are called empty leg flights, where they fly that plane down empty. So what Jetsmarter used to do is they would allow you to book that flight for a very low cost, less than the cost of fuel. And you would get that entire plane to yourself for just a couple $100s. And I love that because one day I like to own my own private jet. So I wanted to use Jetsmarter to get used to flying on private jets for less than the cost that it cost me to fly my own private jet. So for a month, I watched the company very closely to see if I wanted to sign up. I looked at which flights they had available, how much the flights cost, and how frequently they had those flights available. And everything looked pretty good until one day I went onto their app and I saw that they had every single flight for free. So I called them immediately and I said, there's a glitch on your app. Every single flight shows up on there for free. And they said, oh no, that's not a glitch. Every single flight is for free if you become a member. I said for free, they said for free. For free. All I had to do was pay their annual fee of $8,000 a year and I could fly on every single flight for free. So here's something that's important to know about me. I'm from Trinidad and we Trinidadians love a great deal. So I started negotiating immediately. I said, what is your membership fee? They said it's $8,000. I said, how about $7,000? They said, okay, cool. I said, I like the sounds of that. Okay, can I pay it in 2 separate fees? They said, okay, cool. Have the payment plan. I was like, I like the sounds of that. I said, can my family members use my membership? They said, okay, cool. I said, I like the sounds of that. I said, when I renew my membership, can I have the same cost that I have right now, all the perks that's available to me right now, and all the new perks that new members get? They said, sure. So I was like, sold. And I signed up immediately. Now when I signed up, they sent me this thank you note, and then they sent me this thing where inside was a gold membership card. A gold membership card just for signing up. I loved it and it was great. I immediately started to book flight. I booked a flight for my brother and his friends to go from Teterboro Airport all the way to Baltimore, Maryland, just for fun. I had all this free time on my hands. I would just fly whenever I had a chance. Eventually, they said, oh, you can fly in helicopters for free too. We can use the helicopter to take you straight to the jet, and it can take you from the jet to New York City. It was great because I would hop on the helicopter, fly over to the airport where they'll land me right next to the plane. I would then hop on the plane and then the plane would just take off. I felt like if I was a trillionaire. And then as time went on, things got better. Instead of just the empty leg flights, they had scheduled jet flights. So you could book a seat on a private jet, usually a G5 jet, that will go from New York City to Florida, to Texas, to Chicago, or even to San Francisco, all for no additional cost. And they had catering on board, and flight attendants and everything like that. Eventually, they started adding international flights also. So when I went over to Paris the other day, I took a flight on a private jet from Paris over to London. I stayed in London for a couple of days before returning back to Paris. And it was all for no additional cost. But as they say, all good things must eventually come to an end. After flying with them for 2 years, they decided to make the change where random people could be on the same flight as you. So I remember being on a flight from New York to Los Angeles where this guy tried to convince me to go into business with him selling narcotics to animals. Not just weed, but cocaine and ecstasy too, to animals. Because he says that your dog should be able to pop an ecstasy pill with you. Clearly, I don't agree since number 1, I don't take drugs. Number 2, I don't have a dog. And number 3, you're a weirdo, get away from me. And that was one of many experiences I started to have And I wasn't the only person who had bad experiences. I saw just the other day that they had a passenger in one of their planes who threatened to kill every single person on board, and the flight attendants decided to lock themselves in the cockpit with the pilots and just to abandon the passengers. So I'm happy that wasn't my flight, and for those reasons, I decided to no longer be a Jetsmarter member. But that was the 2-year period of when I had some of the funnest times traveling by just paying about $413 per flight on private jets. So now I'm motivated more than ever to get my own private jet and to keep all the creepy people off board so that no one's trying to convince me to feed my dog cocaine. But watch, very soon you'll be seeing my own private jet up in the sky. My big head logo is gonna be on the tail, and I'm gonna be flying around for way more than just 2 years. Watch and see.